I'm sure you've seen them popping up in your feed, these videos that promise to heal you, make you focus, or even, get this, repair your DNA, all just by listening to a specific sound. But can a simple tone really do all that? Well, today we're going to dig in and separate the real science from the hype. So let's just ask the big question right up front. Can a specific sound frequency really make you smarter or happier or even heal you? You see these videos all over the internet, right? Hours-long streams of these humming sounds claiming to unlock your brain's full potential. But is there any real science behind these so-called miracle tones? Or is it all just, wishful thinking? Okay, so first, let's just step into their world. Let's explore the promises. Because online, you will find this whole captivating universe where specific sound frequencies are sold as the key to unlocking some very, very specific solutions. First on the list, you've got 396 hertz. The claim here is that this specific tone can help you bust through emotional blockages, liberating you from feelings of fear and guilt. Then there's 417 hertz. This one is pitched as a way to help you make big changes in your life, to help you undo negative patterns and kind of clear the slate for a fresh start. And then we have one of the most famous of them all, 528 hertz. You've probably heard of this one. It's often called the love frequency or the miracle tone. And the proponents make this absolutely extraordinary claim that it can even repair human DNA. And finally, for our little tour, we have 741 hertz. This one is all about mental clarity. They say listening to this tone helps clear away brain fog, sharpens your focus, and makes you a better problem solver. Okay, those are some huge promises. But before we can even start to check if any of them hold water, we have to get back to basics. What are we actually talking about when we talk about sound? So let's get into the physics of it all. Really, understanding what sound is, that's the key to separating what's actually possible from what might just be pure speculation. So first up is frequency, which we measure in hertz. All this means is the number of sound wave vibrations that happen every second. So a low frequency gives you a low-pitched, bassy sound, while a high frequency gives you a high-pitched treble sound. It's basically the note or the pitch that you're hearing. But pitch is only half the story. Just as important is the intensity, which we measure in decibels. This is all about the power, the sheer loudness of the sound. Our ears have this incredible range, from the quietest little whisper all the way up to sounds that are so loud they cause immediate pain and damage. And what's really striking when you look at this is how quickly sound can become dangerous. Think about it. At 85 decibels, that's just heavy city traffic. You can start to get hearing damage after about 8 hours. But at a loud rock concert, that window shrinks to just 1 minute. It's a really powerful reminder that while we're exploring all the potential good things about sound, the harm from loud sounds is a proven scientific fact. So we know sound is just waves moving through the air. How can something so simple have such a big effect on our complex minds? Well, the answer is all about how our brain actually processes those waves. One of the most studied and honestly coolest ways this happens is through something called binaural beats. Okay, check this out. If you play a 300 hertz tone in your left ear and a 310 hertz tone in your right ear, your brain doesn't actually hear two separate sounds. Instead, it creates a third phantom beat at 10 hertz, which is just the difference between the two. Your brain is literally creating a new rhythm all on its own. Now, this is super important because our brains already operate on their own electrical frequencies. We call them brainwaves. And these different brainwaves correspond to different mental states. So the theory behind binaural beats is that by creating that phantom frequency, you can actually encourage your brain to sync up with it. And that could, potentially, guide your mind into a state of deep sleep, or sharp focus, or deep relaxation. Okay, so this brings us right to the heart of it. We've got these wild claims on one side and a pretty plausible scientific idea on the other. So now it's time to see where they actually meet, or, where they don't. So let's really put this to the test. How much hard evidence, how much actual research is there to back up these claims of, say, repairing your DNA or liberating you from fear? Let's take 528 hertz as our big case study. So the popular claim is that it's a love frequency that can literally repair your DNA.
Now, when we actually look at the scientific research, we do find something interesting. Studies show that listening to music tuned to 528 Hz can have a real measurable stress-reducing effect. It can lower anxiety and the stress hormone cortisol. But what about the DNA repair claim? Well, right now, there is absolutely zero scientific evidence to back that up. So this is a classic case of a real but modest benefit being exaggerated into a miracle.
And this is really where we need to be careful. As Dr. Haydar Soor points out, the real potential of music therapy shouldn't be wasted or discredited by what he calls amateur enthusiasm and these unproven claims. The power is real, but it has to be grounded in science. Because let's be super clear, the therapeutic power of music itself is not a myth, not at all. It's a well-documented scientific field. Real, evidence-based studies show that professionally guided music therapy can significantly reduce chronic pain, lower symptoms of depression, decrease your heart rate and blood pressure, and even help people recover faster from a stroke. The benefit isn't in one magic frequency, but in the incredibly complex and beautiful interplay of rhythm, melody, harmony, and emotion. So, what does this all mean for you, an empowered listener? How can you take this knowledge and use the very real power of sound to your advantage? So here is the bottom line, the most crucial point. Sound is an incredibly powerful tool. But its power isn't magic, it's physiological. It can genuinely affect our brain and our body. It can influence our mood, our stress levels, and our ability to focus. But that power cuts both ways. It can absolutely help us, but it can also harm us.
And this really just highlights why we need a balanced approach. While it's great to explore how sound can help you feel better, please don't forget the fundamentals of protecting your hearing. Limit your time in loud places, wear earplugs, keep your headphones at a reasonable volume, a good rule of thumb is 60% of the max, and get your hearing checked every now and then. Your hearing is precious, and once it's gone, it's gone.
Look, at the end of the day, sound can be a huge source of joy and focus and relaxation in our lives. The real key is to approach it with both an open mind and a critical one. So, knowing what you know now, the science and the hype, how will you use sound to enrich your life? How will you listen differently?